Welcome back to Investigate Joe Rogan, the final episode of my special investigation covering Onnit. Today I'll be talking about a few Onnit-related things that are not supplements. For instance, who is this Aubrey Marcus person who created Onnit? Where does Onnit come from? I hope to answer questions like these and some others in this episode. It seems as though selling weird things on the internet is sort of the family business with Aubrey Marcus. Janet Zand, his stepmother, is an acupuncturist who has been involved in all sorts of dubious scam health companies that are sort of similar to Onnit. And Kathy Shubin, his biological mother, owns the company Interactive Lifeforms, which sounds very sci-fi and sort of spooky, but in reality is just the company that makes the Fleshlight. And I really wish that there was some sort of Onnit brand Fleshlight that claimed to give you sexual powers with natural ingredients or something. Hopefully they will make something like that in the future. But basically, I bring this up to say that Aubrey is not the first person in his family to follow this career path. It was sort of his destiny to grow up to create something like Onnit. And just as he is not the first in his family to do things like this, Onnit is not his first attempt at this. It is not his first company that sold odd things on the internet. His first business was Alpha Nail. Alpha Nail sadly no longer exists. The website is no longer up. But it was a line of nail polish marketed towards men that he created. And I am actually of the opinion that nail polish can look good on some men in some circumstances. I think it's really just like any sort of unusual fashion choice. Like earrings can look good on men, but on some guys, they just make you look like a douchebag. I think that's what nail polish is like. You know, some guys can really pull it off. But the Alpha Nail was more than just nail polish for men. It went beyond that. And while the website is down, I found a lot of content from the website preserved in various articles written years ago, making fun of them. So this was sort of their mission statement as a company. Alpha Nail focuses on keeping men's nails strong while maintaining an alpha male swagger. They recommended this as a way of using their product. You want a great opener? Paint one hand matte black and one hand metallic black and ask a girl which she likes better. Bang. You're in the game. So as you can see by these quotes, Alpha Nail was more than just a nail polish. It was sort of a pickup artistry tactic wherein you could get laid by applying this nail polish. I cannot imagine that this worked. I am really struggling to imagine this sort of scenario really playing out in real life, where you ask a woman which nail polish you think looks better, and she then has sex with you. I think in all likelihood what she would think is that you were gay. Now that's on her for being prejudiced like that, but I'm just saying. I think what she would probably end up assuming is that not that you are hitting on her, but that you are gay. Society is just not there yet. Maybe in the future, nail polish for men will really take off, and we'll look back on Aubrey Marcus as a visionary. But right now, I'm afraid the primary market for male nail polish is gay dudes. So this really might not be a good pickup artistry tactic for that reason. There were 5 black shades and 5 metallic shades that were sold. So not a huge amount of variety, but I think black is sort of the classic, as far as men's nail polish goes. And the website also provided 7 reasons for why you should wear alpha nail that were preserved in a complex article making fun of them. And I will read them all for you so that you can consider if you should wear nail polish. Obviously, you can't buy alpha nail polish anymore, but you could still wear nail polish. So these are things to consider. Although maybe it doesn't apply to non-alpha nail polish, but whatever. Here were their reasons. Style. Look good, feel good. To rock, because you play to win. Battle. Strength when you need it. Now this is the most confusing reason to me. Battle. Strength when you need it. This seems to imply that wearing nail polish would help you in a physical confrontation. It doesn't sound like some sort of metaphor or like a pickup artistry thing. Battle. It sounds like if you're wearing nail polish, it makes like a punch more effective. But anyway, the rest. Cover up. Nobody likes the fugly. This is also an interesting one because it seems to imply that, your nails are so bad that it's actually preventing you from getting laid. Now, I think this could possibly be true if you just had disgusting fingernails that were caked with dirt and falling off your fingers or something. But do people really notice men's fingernails that much? To this degree? That you could be deemed fugly purely based on your fingernails? I don't know. Now the last 3 are swagger, do it because you can. Sex, get more of it. And peacocking, the pickup artist's secret weapon. So as you can tell, this is not just nail polish. This is a pickup artistry type thing that will help you obtain sex. I guess it must not have been that effective because sadly Alpha Nail did go out of business. But while Alpha Nail is defunct, Aubrey Marcus still has an interest in fashion that you can see if you go on Onnit.com. On Onnit.com, you can view his personal fashion line, the Aubrey Marcus Collection. When you go to the Aubrey Marcus Collection page of Onnit.com, the first thing you will see is this quote. When I chase, the world runs. When I am, the world comes. Aubrey Marcus. Now, what does this mean? I don't know. In an attempt to find out what it means, I asked the customer support chat on Onnit.com, but they didn't even know. They just told me to email this other, support email. So they gave me the runaround, because they don't know either. Possibly Aubrey Marcus himself doesn't even know. When I chase, the world runs. When I am, the world comes. What could this mean? It's baffling. But there is, if you scroll further, for some reason, you will get this quote, which is more sensible and is more of a look into what the collection is trying to achieve. Style and fashion are a big part of my life. Even living in Austin, it's hard to find places for me to shop. This collection is for people in small and big towns across the country who give a shit about how they look, but don't need everyone else to approve. So, you would think, based on this quote, that this clothing would be kind of out there, because it's for people who don't need the approval of others. You would think it would be something more like Alpha Nail. I mean, wearing nail polish as a man is a legitimately bold move. because you really don't see too many guys wearing nail polish. However, the Aubrey Marcus collection is almost entirely solid white t-shirts and solid black t-shirts. The only thing out there about any of them is that some of them have the back longer than the front, and then some of them end on a slant. Like the bottom of the t-shirt is slanted, so it's asymmetrical, and one side falls down further than the other. That's it. He makes it sound like these are things that would be difficult to buy. You know, like, oh, I live in Austin. There's nowhere to buy fashionable clothing. But you can get black and white t-shirts anywhere. I'm pretty sure even if you live in the middle of nowhere, you'll be able to find a black t-shirt. But if you cannot, for whatever reason, maybe you live in like an Antarctic research base, you can buy a black t-shirt on Onnit.com for $60. And you can get a pair of black shorts for $78. And they have shoes that are basically just Converse for $200. So it's really something. Now, hearing about all this stuff, you know, the collection, nail polish for fighting and having sex, and alpha brain, and all this weird stuff, you're probably wondering, how do they sell this stuff? You know, how is Onnit still afloat? How do they move these products? Well, what is the classic tactic of the traveling snake oil salesman who goes from town to town in the Old West? Crowd plants. He rolls up to the town, he gets out of the wagon, he's showing off the product, and then his assistant, unbeknownst to the townspeople, is in the crowd, and he comes out and tries the product and says, wow, you know, my arm is healed. It's the classic tactic. Well, on the old Joe Rogan forums, Onnit did the modern equivalent of this, which is getting people to lie about your products online while pretending to be customers. Apparently, this was quite the drama back in the days of the Joe Rogan forums. And users realized that this was going on when they noticed the pretty obvious shills that were in all these threads. And then a Facebook post from Onnit was found that confirmed it, saying, looking for representatives to help keep an eye on the joerogan.net forums. It would be an internship paid in lifetime supply of Onnit products, a first sample of any new products, and direct communication with the Onnit team. Hit me up, Aubrey, at info@onnit.com if you are interested, and please include the number of posts you have made on the blog. Thanks. So after this was discovered, Rogan did actually make some sort of a comment on it at the time. And basically what he said was that it was a bad marketing move and Aubrey Marcus shouldn't have done this. But he didn't, back away from the company or anything. He just said, well, they shouldn't have done that. So keeping in mind that Onnit is confirmed to have used fake customer shilling tactics in the past, do these reviews from Onnit.com that are up on the site right now sound like things that came from real customers or things that came from unpaid interns at Onnit.com? If you want to operate at 100% capacity 100% of the time, you need these supplements. You won't be doing yourself justice without them. Side effects aren't great though. Uncontrollable lasers from eyes. Still waiting for Professor X to make me some glasses. This supplement has transformed my life. I was always foggy and unable to maintain focus throughout the day, whether at work or on the weekends. Now, I'm able to operate at my highest potential and maintain focus for an incredible and what I thought to be impossible amount of time. I highly recommend Alpha Brain. I'm a very scatterbrained person that has a hard time sitting behind a desk. With the onset of coronavirus, this has been my new reality. Alpha Brain has given me the ability to sit behind my desk for 8 to 9 hours and power through the work in front of me. I feel more focused, engaged, and creative. This product is worth the cost. Awesome at giving a little cognitive boost. #get on it. One of the most important things you can take nowadays, maintaining optimal gut health, is critical to staying healthy. Plus, it doesn't hurt that it makes you feel a lot better after an overindulgent cheat meal. Of course, I do not have any proof that these are fake reviews and that Onnit is continuing their fake customer shilling tactics. But when you take into account Onnit's shady past, I think it's pretty obvious what's going on here. I mean, just read the reviews for yourself. It's not hard to tell what's going on here. So is Joe Rogan a bad person for supporting Onnit? I think that's sort of the big meta question here. And I know I've been blasting Onnit for the past 3 episodes, so this may come as something of a surprise. But I'm not sure we can judge Rogan so easily for supporting all of this stuff. If he knows that Onnit is mostly snake oil, and he shills for them anyway, then yes, he is a bad person for doing that. But, to quote George Costanza, it's not a lie if you believe it. I think it is possible, because Joe Rogan is very easy to persuade, that he actually believes in all this stuff. I mean, he believes in all sorts of other crazy things. It's just not hard for me to imagine Aubrey Marcus sitting down with him and convincing him that all this stuff is real and scientific and so on. So it might make Rogan kind of a dummy for supporting this stuff, but I don't think we can say for sure if it makes him immoral or what have you, because we just don't really know whether he's a true believer or not. Again, I might actually be giving him too much credit here, but I think this is worth considering. I also think it's worth considering that Onnit is really not that much worse than a normal supplement company. Pretty much all supplements like this are scams. The only thing that sets Onnit apart is that they're part of the Roganverse and that their stuff is really expensive. I'm really not trying to defend Onnit here, but I think it's worth pointing these things out. I don't think that they're really that much worse than other supplement companies. Hopefully you are now more informed about Onnit than you were before, and you will not buy any of this stuff, except for steel maces, which I still maintain are a good product. I do not plan on making more Onnit episodes. I believe this will be the conclusion to the Onnit trilogy, and next episode I will return to investigating new episodes of JRE.